there bruising your mama like that. Okay, we finna talk sports. We finna talk basketball.
What up, YouTube?
Oh,
So, today my guest is my mom.
hi.
And we're gonna talk about this NBA season,
Lord.
this season and the last summer that happened. So, last summer, it was one of the busiest summers I ever seen in NBA history. So many people had trades that it pretty much it was busy to the point where once it got past free agency and them re-signing people and everything, they were still making trades. And Kawhi signed a big deal at the end of the summer. He was the last one. So now the trade deadline was today, ended at 3 o'clock. Okay, so got some trade. We're gonna talk about the Warriors first. D'Angelo Russell to the Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins. That's a bad trade in my eyes. Now, the reason why it's a bad trade because one, the Warriors are giving up D'Angelo Russell, somebody that was the punch for this season because of Curry being hurt and Clay being hurt. And he was one of the people that was a bright spot for this season so far because he was playing. He had a couple of injuries, but when he played, he showed up and he played more than most people would have expected.
But now everybody knows that when Clay come back, Curry come back, is there really going to be playing time for Russell?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I'm looking at he's a small one.
They probably would have just moved Clay to 3.
We do need another forward.
They probably would have just moved Clay to 3.
But
that's all that problem.
What they wanted to do, but I think they got better things to do. They got Wiggins, but I think that's gonna be like a trade-off spot there.
That and the fact that earlier this year, Russell went on national TV and said he wanted to play with Big Cat and Devin Booker. So that means in the future, somewhere down the line, that the Timberwolves are gonna figure out try to trade for Devin Booker from the Suns. But he is the number 1 pick, and he's not a number 1 pick prospect, in my opinion. And he's more like Barnes. Nothing against Barnes. They're talented people. They are talented. It's just they are not number one scoring people. They're not they shouldn't be the number 1 option for a team. They're good at 2 or 3. They're good at the second or third scoring option. That's why it's gonna work for the Warriors. It'll work for the Warriors because he don't want to be one. He had the opportunity to be one all that time, and he just really didn't want to be one.
But I think it'll work out for the
For the Warriors, too. Yeah, because he'll fit in for them because
he's a fit.
Yeah, he a team player and all that stuff. The worst case scenario, it don't work, but I think it could work just because he's one of those people that he's solid, but he's not a breakout star like everybody thought he was gonna be.
But you never know. This might be the place for it.
And Big Cat was mad because the people that he wanted on the team, they kept trading away, and I understand it because the Timberwolves have been bad for so long, and he's tired of losing. And that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, the Timberwolves should not have been that bad. Jimmy Butler really called them out, and he had a point. I wouldn't have went about it the way he did, but he honestly had a point. Big Cat and Wiggins are number 1 picks, and y'all not playing like y'all number 1 picks. Y'all like 4 or 5 years into your career. By now, you should be at that point where y'all doing y'all thing, and y'all really not. Y'all actually regressing. So I get it. But okay, so the next person was Andre Iguodala. He got traded to Memphis, and technically he wasn't supposed to be He said he was gonna retire, and I guess he changed his mind, and he got traded to Memphis, and he didn't want to play with them. And the young people on that team are mad at him because he didn't want to play with them. But if you gotta understand, if you've been to 5 finals, when you get traded to a team that's not gonna make it to the finals at all, yeah, I wouldn't want to regress either. He's like 13, 14, 15 years in his career. He's at the end of his career. He wants to compete for a championship. You don't go backwards, you go forward. Only way you go backwards is you don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? So by him going to Miami, that's a good thing. He's on a team that actually, they say, ESPN say that the Heat are supposed to might be number 2. I'm gonna say they number 3, if not number 4. With Iggy, the young people got to get accustomed to him. He's gonna have to get playing time,
my thing with Iggy is he went into retirement. He was gonna go into retirement. He did not retire. He went to the Grizzlies. He took a sabbatical. That's fine. He went to, now he's being traded to the Heat, Miami Heat. But their players want him there, and he wanna be there.
Yep.
So, even though I didn't want him to leave the Warriors, I'm happy where he is because he's happy there. And he's my boy, and I'm going to still support him because I like him.
He got traded. It was him. Iggy goes to the Heat. Justice Winslow. He a good player, but the problem with Justice Winslow, like a lot of Duke players that's pros, they get hurt and they don't play. He's been hurt a lot. Dion Waiters. That dude?
Because Kyrie Irving always hurt.
Exactly, another Duke player. Dion Waiters. The problem with Dion Waiters is whatever he got going on with himself, because he is his own worst enemy. Even when he was with the Cavaliers and he was with the other teams that he played with, he has done the same thing. I don't know what's up with this dude. At the beginning of the year, he freaked out because he ended up eating an edible, a marijuana edible, and got on a plane and freaked out, and they kicked him off the team. Then after that, he had another situation. So I feel like he on his way out. He only got so many more chances now that he's not with the Heat, because the Heat tolerated it because of the player he was. But
everybody don't do that. They don't care how good you are. If you keep breaking the rules, you're taking their name down as well. So they're not going to want you to be a picture for their team, the name for their team, and it's all bad.
Yep. James Johnson. I kind of wanted James Johnson to stay with the Heat because he fit with them very well. James Johnson is the guy that's a black belt. His family is martial arts. He a real calm and relaxed person 9 times out of 10. He had a couple of highlight dunks on people throughout his career, and I feel like he don't really get the chance that he deserved to stay long enough so he can like make a name for himself. They always trading him. He always somehow in trade situations. Miami also gets Jay Crowder and Solomon Hill. Jay Crowder to me is like a Marcus Morris type person. They good for 3 and D. They hit threes and they play defense. Solomon Hill, I don't really know because we ain't nobody seen or heard nothing from him really since he left the Pacers. Okay, and Miami couldn't do the deal with Oklahoma City to get Danilo Gallinari. They couldn't get it to happen, which kind of sucked, but you know. Let me see. So the Hawks, they pick up Derek Walton Jr., and I don't really know who he is. They say he's averaging 2.2 points a game.
Yeah, he is.
So I think he's still a young comer. It's time will tell about him. The Hawks got Clint Capella. So that's another thing. Yeah, here we go. The Rockets get I don't know his name. Bruno. They get him from Memphis. 6'8", Bruno, and the Rockets acquired Jordan Bell. The Rockets have Jordan Bell. Anybody remember who Jordan Bell was? He played for the Warriors for a couple years. his behind kept doing off the court crap, and the coaches pretty much got tired of him. He ran himself out of the Warriors. I do not think that you trade Clint Capella for Robert Covington. And nothing against Covington, but he's not Clint Capella.
Nope.
Rockets need defense. Robert Covington he has defense, but he's not Clint Capella.
And he's not a type of person that can shoot 3-pointers and stuff.
He can, but he's not.
Not a lot.
He's not.
He doesn't the goal a lot.
He's not that person. See, they wanted a wing, and they got the wing that they wanted, but he's not gonna do what they think he's gonna do. And plus, he gonna have to fight James Harden and Russell Westbrook for the ball. How's that gonna work? And you got Eric Gordon. So I mean, they gave up Clint Capella, Gerald Green. Who else? They gave us some really good people. So I hope that Clint Capella show out when he goes to the Hawks now that he's on the team that they need him. Because the Hawks needed a center.
Why did they take George Bell?
Because he was in a trade. He was with the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies, and he happened to be in that trade. Just one of them deals. So,
but the thing about George Bell, if he can stay focused, he's a good player. He's young. He just needs to start focusing on his game and quit focusing on that outside stuff. Because I think he's a good player. He just, man, is not focused. These young players are good, don't focus, and the next thing they think they can stay just because they good. No, they gonna kick you off the team.
Especially on the championship team. Marcus Morris.
I kick him off my team, and I'm not even in it.
This is supposed to be the biggest news of the trade deadline. This happened right at the end of the trade deadline. Los Angeles Lakers was pitted against the Los Angeles Clippers for Marcus Morris because they needed another person to score, another scoring person on their teams. Also to keep the other team from having them, and also to give the other team the advantage. Whoever won him is supposed to have the advantage to get over the hump in the Western Conference. Now, just a little FYI, I know all these people like the Lakers, but in all my honest opinion, I'm just going to go on record and say this right now. I think the Clippers is going to win the championship this year. I also think that the Lakers ain't going to want to see the Clippers, and I know that's going to be discussion, so put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about that comment. I know people love LeBron and AD, and I like both of them, but y'all got to remember at the first matchup of the season, Kawhi beat the Lakers without Paul George. Y'all remember, Paul George didn't come in until later. Then they played him again, and the Clippers beat him again. And so we'll see. Because you know the regular season ain't the postseason. So we'll see. It depends on who healthy. I can tell you that much. It depends on who healthy and who does what. I say right now the Clippers got the edge because the people that's on their bench, the bench is gonna define that series right there to me. They got Lou Williams and Harold, and now they got Marcus Morris. So that's gonna be an interesting fit. The Cavaliers was trying to get rid of Kevin Love, but they can't because of his contract, because they signed him to a massive contract when LeBron left, and he has not played nowhere near that contract value. He pretty much got paid to do exactly what he was doing when LeBron was there. And he's still doing the same thing. He said he didn't want to be there, and then eventually he said, I'm not going to talk anymore, I'm just going to play. So they ended up getting Andrew Drummond from the Pistons. In my honest opinion, the Pistons shouldn't have gave up Drummond. You don't give up the league leading rebounder. He's been at the top. He's been at the top of the league for rebounding since he came in the league. He might can't score, but he can play defense and he can rebound, and you need that. There was also Cavaliers was also trying to unload Tristan Thompson, but they couldn't get that trade. They couldn't get that trade done. Find somebody who wanted him. Oh, the Clippers also would get Isaiah Thomas, and this is sad right here. This is sad.
I thought they passed on him.
He got traded, but then he's gonna get waived.
Yeah, he got waived.
Which they're gonna waive him. That's also reminding me of Nene also was in that trade from the Rockets to the Hawks. And Nene already got waived because he ain't played none this season, just like Iguodala, but Nene hurt. He got a hip problem. Isaiah Thomas, on the other hand, if I was Isaiah Thomas, I would not like nothing Danny Ainge has to say ever again, because Danny Ainge single-handedly messed that man's career up. From that trade, sending him to Cavaliers.
Yes.
Ever since then, every team he's been on, he has not gotten a fair chance. Nope. He has not gotten a fair shake. He has not gotten a fair anything. He was injured. He was. But once he came back healthy, they dumped him off. Either they dumped him off while he was still hurt, or they dumped him off right after he got back healthy. And it's hard to do anything when they're not giving you a chance to prove that what you can do. Then he was on the Nuggets, and that's not a good team to be on, because the Nuggets already have who they got? They got Will, they got Jamal, and they got Harris. They got 3 pretty much point guard, shoot guards on that team that's already stars. They can't have another person. You know what I'm saying? So I hope Isaiah Thomas finally find him a team where he can make where he can be comfortable. Because that really messed him up, where he didn't even get the big payday he was supposed to get because of Danny Ainge. And they talk about this man played for that team in the playoffs where he should have been at home more than his sister. For you, he played his heart out for them to at the end of the season to get rid of him for a dude who didn't even play. Half the time Kyrie was there, he was hurt. The other half, the team wasn't even liking what he was doing. That's why he ended up leaving. But y'all got rid of a good person for somebody who really didn't even have no control over the team. Isaiah Thomas had more control over the team than Kyrie did.
And they were playing.
So this is the Warriors and the 76ers had their trade, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Alex Burke and Glenn Robinson III left the Warriors and went to the 76ers. And the Warriors get a second-round pick for 2020, and 2020 from Dallas, 2021 from Denver, and 2022 from Raptors. For those 2 people, that's not bad. That's not bad, because Glenn Robinson he's still young. He has potential. Alex Burke, on the other hand, he a journeyman. Sometimes he plays good, and sometimes he don't play as well as you think he should play. Other than that, man, so far the NBA has been interesting.
This is what I want to know. Got it. What they come up with?
What you mean?
Wasn't he supposed to be in the trade business?
No, Giannis is a superstar. He the star of the Bucks. They ain't getting rid of him. I would say this about the Bucks. Everybody's saying that the Bucks is gonna go to the championship. I'm not 100% sure that he gonna make it. And I know that people are saying, man, look at their record and all that, but you gotta remember, look at the Nuggets record back in the day. The Nuggets used to win a lot of games too and get to the playoffs and just disappear. There's been quite a few number 1 seeds lose to an 8 seed in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing against Giannis. Giannis is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yes, he is.
But Giannis and Ben Simmons are in the same category. You in the league long enough to know you should have a jumper by now. The reason why they lost in the playoffs last year is because Giannis couldn't shoot. The reason why the 76ers lost, because Ben Simmons couldn't shoot. Ben Simmons still can't shoot. And Giannis, he getting better, but it's like, how can you miss a shot when ain't nobody guarding you and they just letting you shoot? I mean, you supposed to make those. Wait till people start really guarding you. And then let's see you make them jumpers, because you ain't going to be making them jumpers. The playoffs is a different beast. You saw it last year. You're going to see it this year.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely going to see it this year.
I won't say...
You're going to have some Cinderella teams that's going to surprise somebody. You're going to have some spoilers. Like everybody's talking about the Warriors and such a bad record. And they forget the Warriors got their main players out. And plus they're building a new team with all young players. Which I think for them to come in and beat some of y'all, they've been kicking butt.
Yep.
Yes, they've been losing, but they've also been kicking butt. That means they're getting stronger. Watch out next year. And let's talk about the playoffs. They're going to be the Cinderella team that's going to take some of these big people down and ain't going to make it to the playoffs. So y'all sitting up there laughing at the Warriors, and the Warriors going to be the beasts that come in and knock some of these people they think going to be in the playoffs. Ain't going to be in the playoffs because they ain't going to make it to the playoffs. And then the ones on the bottom that they think is not going to go anywhere are going to go somewhere because we got quite a few that are under the scope right now. If people not paying attention to it, they winning they butt off.
Yeah,
but ain't nobody paying attention to them because they too busy watching the Lakers, the Clippers, the Rockets, and the Rockets aren't that good.
The Rockets is really a no-go right now.
Struggling.
The Rockets is a no-go right now. The 76ers is a no-go right now. And I know that y'all gonna say, yeah, we talking about the Warriors, blah blah blah, and the Warriors are bad. And
well, they my team.
But if you look at the Warriors from the beginning of the season to now, they are better. They have gotten better because they used to just get killed and just get killed and just get killed.
Yes.
They having a lot more games where they're not losing by less than 10. So that means they're getting more committed too.
Even though they're a young team and they've lost a lot of games, but look at the scores. These teams should have beat them by big time points. A lot of those teams, they were struggling to win. They did not beat them like that. D'Angelo Russell came in, worked his magic. Of course he did. Burks works his magic too. They had some more guys on there that work magic, but in all reality, I've learned and I've watched them that some of them, no matter what they do, they just not a good fit. And that's the problem. You're trading all these people off that's not a good fit. Because this is how I feel about him. He may not have been a good fit for a lot of the other teams, but I think with the Warriors, he may become a good fit. Everybody thought Kevin Durant wasn't going to be a good fit for the Warriors either, but guess what? It worked out. Whatever little problems they had, it had nothing to do with the Warriors. It was just Kevin wanting to move on in his career. And nobody could blame him for it, but just be honest about it.
Exactly. That's
I
all.
Still like him. It's not like I don't like him.
No, you don't get no airtime when
I still do. It's just the fact that you knock some of the trust out of me about you because you can be man enough to stand up and say, hey, I done won me a championship and stuff. Now I just want to move on and see what I can do now.
You want to hear something crazy though? So Kevin Durant said exactly what Kyrie said. They want to win a championship and run a team run the team themselves, right? Okay. Here's the problem. With that. One, you partnered up with Kyrie and Kyrie want to do the same thing, which I wouldn't say it won't work. I would say it would work. I would say this. Kyrie is hurt. Kyrie been hurt all year. Kyrie came back and got hurt again. The Warriors lost. The Warriors just lost to the Nets the other night, and it was a blowout.
A lot of the others got good deals out of this too. I know they got trade. No, but I'm looking at what's in the background of those trades. And who gets the number one pick this year? Who gets the number one pick next year? Who gets third, fourth pick? Because now you know, sometimes
we don't know who's gonna.
You don't really want that number one pick because sometimes that number 2 or 3 pick may be a little better than the number one pick that you thought.
Hence, Zion, unfortunately, at this moment in time, unfortunately, because Zion has a situation. Let's talk about Zion just for a quick minute. We'll talk about Zion. I followed Zion when he was in high school because Baller's Life just had him all over their website. And he got a lot of talent. He really do. I give him a lot of credit. He has a lot of talent. When he went to Duke, he showed me more talent than I saw in high school and them games that he did at Duke. Now, and in the NBA, he pretty much did the same thing. The difference is, unfortunately, he got hurt. And they talking about his weight and all that stuff. And yes, I think he should slim down just a little bit. And that comes with age because you got to be in the league a little bit to understand that eating right and exercising and stuff like that to be able to get you to do what you want to do. Now, this is what I got to say about his surgery. He had a bad meniscus. And I don't care if I said that wrong or right, but I think they went about it wrong because Russell Westbrook had the same injury a couple years ago, right? And there's 2 ways to fix that. One, you can shave off, you can shave it down, and come back quicker. But the doctor said when you do that, you leave yourself susceptible for the future because it'll come back. Or you can tie it up, and it'll take you like 3 more months to come back, but you'll be healthier in the long run. Westbrook got that surgery. Zion got the shaving surgery. I wish Zion got the other surgery because he would have took a long time coming back, but he would have been healthier in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so explosive. Right now his game revolves around his athleticism. So if that's gonna be something that really is a big deal with him, like Westbrook it is, you don't band-aid it. You fix it. You don't band-aid it. So I hope that he don't get any injuries in the future. I will say this. I think Zion is going to be a very good player. I think he will reach the all-star level. I think he can actually get to a point where he can be a superstar. To watch him and Ja Morant, that's going to be interesting because Ja is a good player too. I think he got a bright future also. I think the 2 rookies in Miami have bright futures. Nunez, I think his name is Nunez or whatever his name is. The dude that play, he's the point guard. He didn't get drafted, but he actually just won Rookie of the Month. And Tyler Hero, that guy is playing insane. Eric Spoelstra is showing pretty much people that he really was a good coach, and he deserved the accolade that he got without LeBron and D-Wade. And that's not no knock on them. They're very incredible people. They're very incredible talent. But for him to have that young team performing like that, because if you guys remember, last year he had them, they won like almost 25. They went on like a 20-game winning streak last year. They're really good this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they finish because those are some very, very, very overachieving guys. He remind me of the coach, Boston coach, Bradley Stevens. He had the Celtics overachieving before Kyrie came. That's how the Heat are playing right now.
Yes,
so,
they are. They really are.
So it's interesting to see how far they will go. That's why I said I would give the Bucks #1 in the East, the Raptors #2. That's a team that nobody's talking about. They sleeping on. Them guys have won 12 games in a row.
They're not paying attention.
Their record is better right now without Kawhi than it was last year with Kawhi. That's why I said I think they're gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and surprise some people. And then it's gonna be the Heat, and then I think then it's gonna be the Celtics. As the season progresses, it's gonna be interesting to see because now everybody getting their chemistry back. And I'm happy to see Victor Oladipo come back because he was hurt. Now he's back on the court. It's gonna be interesting to see what he got going on. And so far I've been enjoying the NBA season. So I've really been enjoying the NBA season.
I've enjoyed it. I've seen some things that I didn't think I was going to see out of some players that I thought wasn't going to be playing well. And we giving all props now. I want to give Orlando some props too.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell you something. These people are sleeping on them too, because they've been playing some ball. They've really been playing some ball. That little young dude that they got, he's a superstar.
Talking about the guy who came from the 76ers.
Yes, he's a superstar. See,
Markelle Fultz.
You have to move. That's why I don't get mad when people leave teams, because sometimes it's not a fit and they have to move to another team. He's a better fit for the Magic than where he was, because now he's exploding. And see, that's what you want your teams to be able to do. I don't have a problem with trades and stuff, because you know what? You can always trade them off somewhere else if they don't work out for your team. But I will say this. Win, lose, or draw, the thing I love about Golden State is they're a team player.
Who you think gonna win the championship?
Ooh. I gotta wait for a little more season down the road.
All right. So, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell everybody, let everybody view it. Thank you for watching the video. This has been a conversation about the NBA with my mom, And this is LJ. I'm out. Peace.
Well, they ain't gonna say that about you anyway, cause we know.
Exactly, because if
anybody beat up their mama, now you already know.
You really came on camera and said that out loud.
He beat up his mama.